WolfGxngDon, never lacking. 2K bills to the fraction, breaking it down to the pound, puts news and views on tips to get you cracking. It don't stop till we on top, boy, brick by brick, we gotta build. Give a like and drop a sub, this WolfGxngDon, you know it's real. Never chill, sauce it up, we stacking, getting bills. Peep the traction, getting badges, 2K champ, this how it feels. This the dawn, yeah, running it up, no time to play. You know what's on, yeah, the greatest builds inside 2K.
What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Don back here with another build video, man, and today I got y'all covered with a stretch type build. You know what I'm saying? A build that can do a little bit of everything at the center position. I'm talking about shoot, pass well, you know what I'm saying, dunk, everything, and defend. I almost forgot to say defend. It defends at a high level as well, you know, and you can't defend at a high level unless you on them boards, for real. Now look, we got a 6'10 build, 245 pounds for the weight, 7'3 wingspan. The body shape I went with solid, but do whatever makes you happy. Do what's gonna make your build look good, you know what I'm saying? This is a solid looking build. Starting off with close shot, we're gonna take this up to an 85. I do still want to be able to play on the inside, even though this is a stretch type of build. Let's say you take this build in there with randoms, you still want to be able to get the job done. So driving layup, we're gonna take that up to a 68. I'm not trying to do no driving layups. If you running towards the goal, try to get that dunk, initiate that contact. And speaking of contact, this build will be able to get contact dunks. Now we're gonna take this up to an 85, more than enough to be able to be a very good finisher at the rim. And we're gonna take this standing dunk up as well. We're gonna take it up to a 90. And look, we already got a bunch of finishing badges, more than enough to make this build go crazy. And with the 3-point shot, we got to show some love to make this build a real stretch. We're going to take this up to an 85. We're going to take the mid-range shot up to a 76. So you will have the ability, if you're one of those types of players, to shoot post fades at a very high level. A 76, honestly, from the midi is pretty OP. You don't need a lot of midi this year to be able to hit them very consistently. Now with the pass accuracy, normally I would only do just enough to get like a gold type of break starter badge. But instead on this one, we're gonna take it up to an 80. 80 does make your passes just a little bit faster. So, you know, just ratcheting it up just a little bit will pay huge dividends on your player. We're gonna leave the ball handle exactly where it's at, 45. We're not trying to dribble nothing crazy. A lot of bigs, I mean, for one, a lot of bigs ain't gonna have the ability to take it from you as long as you're smart. But also, with you being on this build, ain't nobody got clamps either. So you already see down in tier 1, we are able to get clamp breaker on bronze. That'll be more than what you need, I'm telling you. Now for the interior defense, we're gonna go kind of crazy with this. I told y'all this build was gonna be able to defend, and I have to deliver on that exactly. So we're gonna take the interior defense up to a 90. This build is going to be slow laterally. I'm gonna just let you know that right now. We're just gonna leave it right where it's at. We're gonna max out the steal, take it up to a 78 so we can get interceptor on silver, just in case you want to run that. You know what I'm saying? I tried to make this build so that there are a plethora of things that you'll be able to do, so you don't feel like you're lacking nowhere, to be quite honest. Now with the block, we're gonna take the block up to a 93, and that is the sweet spot to make sure that you do get anchor or defensive anchor, whatever the badge is called, on gold. The offensive rebound, we actually gonna leave that alone. In order for us to be a well-rounded build, we're gonna have to add a little bit of everything up in there. We're gonna take the defensive rebound up to a 93. Offensive rebound, go ahead and lower that back down to a 58. Just see, that was me going too fast. If you're trying to make builds and you're trying to get like a specific set of attributes or something on them, make sure you take your time going up. And if you know, you're like, man, I should have been able to get, you know, such and such on the build, just make sure you look at what you put on the build to make sure all the attributes match. Now for the speed, we're gonna take this up to a 75. The acceleration, we're gonna leave it at 60. We will be taking the strength up to an 82. As a big man, yo, you do not want to have a low strength. I would say the lowest strength that I would go with on any type of big man build is like a 70 maybe, and that's a big maybe because I make shooting guards a 70 strength. We're gonna take this vertical up to a 75. And last but not least, we're gonna take the stamina all the way up to a 90 to finish out the build, man. And we end up with 20 shooting badges on this stretch type build. We got 19 finishing badges, 10 playmaking, which is more than what you're gonna need. And then we got 23 of those defensive badges, man. This build is very balanced. It's one of those types of inside builds that can still shoot, still, you know, pass the ball very well. And just that little bump on playmaking that I was talking about earlier will help you out so much. But all right, it is time to get into some of these takeovers, man, because of course, you know, this build does come with some shooting takeovers, but secondary, we got rim protection, and that's all you really need on this. So we're gonna go spot up and then paint intimidation. You could also go with limitless range if you're one of those types of players that likes to shoot from that far out. That is a personal preference thing, 1000%. Now, all right, we're gonna go ahead and continue so I can show you what this build is, man. I told y'all this is a stretch type of build, but let's talk about it, man. We got shades of Jack Sigma, Christian Wood, and Nikola Vucevic. Comes out as a two-way inside-out scorer, aka you can just call it a two-way stretch, bro. It's like a two-way stretch glass cleaner. It has all of the attributes you'll need to be, you know, characterized as that. The only thing that would get you the name is if you take down the driving dunk a little bit, but I did not see a point in doing that. I kind of wanted to make sure I held on to the dunk so I can get posterizer on silver. But all right, man, let's talk about these badges. So starting off with the shooting badges on this build, because you came here to get a shooting type of center. So we're gonna have catch and shoot cord in tier 3. Catch and shoot is a really easy badge to get cord. It's just, to be honest, it's gonna take a lot of grinding, bro. You're gonna have to get in my career and do a lot of catch and shoots, man. Just put it on one of the lower difficulties like all-star, maybe superstar, and just do crazy amounts of catch and shoot. Call a screen with L2 and just hit them things when you get them. I would also suggest putting limitless range on this build. A lot of bigs will not step far outside the paint, man. They won't. So instead of giving them a chance to contest you at the line, maybe give it a couple steps back, knock down those limitless ranges. Green Machine is definitely a super important badge this year. Since you pretty much have to green it to make it anyway, you might as well have the badge and get the boost from it. And then we got Corner Specialist. I'm only going to put this on bronze because it is debatable on whether or not this badge even helps at all. So just to save myself some headache and heartache from the badge not really helping me that much, I would go ahead and put it on bronze. But if you want to use it for somewhere else like slippery off ball, that is also not a bad choice. Volume shooter really doesn't take a lot of shots for it to kick in, so I have that on as well. And last but not least, we got Claymore. I think this is one of the best badges for a build like this, especially. You know, count 1, 2, call for the ball, get that shot off, and that'll definitely help you with your catch and shoot situation in my career. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can call for the ball, catch it, and a lot of the times the other centers on the other team won't get great contests anyway, but Claymore will boost you just a little bit more so you can play on the higher difficulties. Like if you feel like you can play on Hall of Fame or something like that, then go ahead and do your thing. It'll make all your badges, all your core challenges go by much faster. Now for the playmaking, pretty much gonna do all the stuff that we need to make, you know, make the build kind of solid at its job. You know what I'm saying? So we got bailout. We got that on because a lot of times, like let's say you don't think somebody's going to get a good contest, but they actually do end up getting a good one. This can save you a little bit. I didn't even core badge here because honestly, there's not much else you need. But I got break starter on gold. That's very important for this build. And then we got clamp breaker. That's literally just so you can run by the bigs even easier when you're actually dribbling. They won't have clamps. As long, well, I guess unless they're 6'9", but there's not that many able-bodied 6'9" builds out there in my opinion. Now time for the defense. Pretty much everything you need is in tier 3 unfortunately, but that is what it is, man. Anchor, super easy to get cord. Like I'm telling you, it's kind of like Intimidator from last year. I mean, Intimidator and Rim Protector kind of like put together, you know what I'm saying? So we got Anchor, cord in tier 3, brick wall, we're gonna have that on silver. It's still effective even on the lower levels. Pogo stick, if you want to use that one, you're gonna have to add some extra badges, my boy. Hey man, it is an important badge. Don't get me wrong, it is a very important badge and it can help you a lot. So then we got Rebound Chaser on gold. You can core this one as well over Anchor. So both of them are kind of easy to get. Rebound Chaser is probably even easier if you wanted to make that choice. Then we got Box Out and Chase Down both in tier 2. I don't think either one of these needs to be any higher. I mean, you could, I guess, add a point here, put Chase Down even higher, but I'm not gonna say chase downs are broken because that is far from the truth. I get them on builds that, you know, I got my 6'9" shooting guard build. I'll say I get probably 2 a game. You know, people always trying to run the break. They gonna keep trying it until you shut it down, and you know that's what chase down artists is for. And Box Out Beast, that goes without saying. It's Worm and Box Out from last year put together. You're gonna need this badge. The only thing I would say is probably missing from this build, in all honesty, is Off-Ball Pest and maybe Workhorse. Off-Ball Pest, that's just to get you some bump animations from people trying to run past you in the paint. It'll definitely help you out with your help defense, you know, with people cutting from back doors and stuff like that. That'll definitely help you out. Pretty much making them get turnovers, because a lot of the times if you have an off-ball pass and they throw the ball at the wrong time or before the person's cleared the contact, the ball is sailing out of bounds or they're going to get a bad catch animation. So last but not least, we got finishing. I did want to make sure that I pointed out this build gets posterized on silver. I feel like that is one of the best badges to have on a big man build. I'm probably going to drop a Shaq build coming here soon that's going to be able to get posterized as well. And it is a big body build. It's a bully build. You know what I'm saying? And we got Rise Up on gold. That is very important to this build. Now you could switch out posterizer and fast switch. For fast switch, it'll help you a little bit more as far as getting those shots off in the paint. Then we got Limitless Takeoff. Fearless Finisher, we're gonna put that on bronze. Aerial Wizard, man, if you stand in a dunker spot, you know, kind of like near the low block on this build, it is crazy the amount of oops that you get. I have a teammate that plays with a build a lot like this, set minus the shooting. He uses Aerial Wizard and it goes crazy. And last but not least, we got Slithery. I definitely think as a big, this badge is overlooked. It help you avoid a lot of that contact. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I'll catch y'all boys in the next one. Before you roll on out of here, do me a favor, man. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I'm dropping all bangers for 2K23. But yeah, I'll catch y'all boys in the next one. It's your boy Don, and I'm up out of here. Peace.
Pile and paper got them talking nice to me. Down the bottle, it be going right through me. Brown baby down to take a flight to me. They think that I'm stunting, but it's slight to me. Pile and paper got them talking nice to me. Guess that's why the